You were in this conference, or not conference, but this exhibition about BC Transit.
Yes.
And I was looking at some financial statements there from BC Transit.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that the city subsidizes BC Transit with about around $50 million a year. The province gives about $70 million.
Yes.
And riders pay another close to $50 million a year. You know that there are some cities where they have an area where people don't pay anything. The bus fare is completely annulled, and everything comes from other taxes, maybe business taxes or university
property taxes, or
taxes,
from other levels
taxes,
of gasoline taxes. Perfect.
Do you think that that is possible here in Victoria?
It's desirable here in Victoria. Whether it's possible or not is a bigger challenge, because the municipalities and BC Transit don't have access to some of the tax instruments that other jurisdictions have. In the United States, Portland's got a great free downtown streetcar system, but they also have access to sales taxes, some forms of income taxes, and other taxes that municipalities just don't have in Canada. So we've got to find different sources of revenues, or get a more forward-thinking government in at the provincial level to say, yes, we're going to try and shift our transportation system to favor transit and cycling and walking, and then perhaps some of those ideas can move forward.
Yeah, they probably will say, we're willing to do our share. We can increase another 10 or 15% if the cities also increase another 10 or 15% to cover for that 30% shortfall. If the provincial government would be willing to increase, do you think that the cities should also?
Well, again, it's a matter of equity. The province has, out of every tax dollar collected from you or me or anybody else in Canada, 50 cents goes to the federal government, 42 cents goes to the provincial government, and municipal governments get 8 cents. So until we are able to get more revenue sources, or a bigger share of the pie, we can't sort of up our contribution to services that we think the province should be aiding and abetting at a higher level. You know, municipalities get 8 cents of every one of those dollars, and it's not enough to do the work that we need to do.
But we're still doing at the tune of $50 million. So my question is, would it be possible to increase another 15% of that?
That's possible. And I think the way to do that would be to have a referendum, or to work with the other municipalities to institute a tax levy. Well, the way Vancouver is doing it is parking space tax levy, so that for every parking space you've got, either as a shopping mall, a business destination, a multi-use residential development, or a household, okay, you pay a tax on that parking space, and then the proceeds of that tax goes into collective transportation projects, including transit, including cycling, including walking. And I think that would be a good tax to have in the region. It's very hard with 13 municipalities to do it in one municipality, but not the next one over, because it just distorts how people make their travel choices. So we need something on a regional basis, but I could see that happening here.
You're saying that if Victoria went along to put this tax on parking, it would lose out and selling some parking spots to people that come?
No, it would drive business to Saanich. People wouldn't come.
It would be cheaper to park over
there. People would just they'll go where the parking is free, to the shopping malls. They would be less likely to come downtown, and we depend on our downtown, and we support people's right to choose. We want to encourage other choices, but we have to work with our municipal partners to move forward together.
If the bus was free, then who cares if the parking is less expensive outside, out of town?
Well, that's certainly an option that we have to consider. But again, it's finding the dollars and the legal authority to collect those taxes in order to advance it.
The city council could put a motion or a petition to the provincial government to do that if there was the political will, most of the councillors.
Well, we've asked certainly municipalities and regional politicians from all over Greater Victoria have asked the province repeatedly for more from the gas tax. Vancouver gets...
Specifically for transit?
Specifically for transit and other transportation needs, particularly, again, cycling and walking, which are shortchanged. Vancouver, Greater Vancouver, gets 12.5 cents a litre of gasoline taxes. We get 3.5 cents.
Why is the difference?
Because they have more seats there and they don't care about Victoria. That's my theory. It's just, the province doesn't particularly like TransLink as an authority that controls transportation system design and investments in Greater Vancouver, so they don't want to give that to Victoria.
Oh, but the board of directors and TransLink are appointed by the same government that appoints the board of directors of BC TransLink.
Yes, yeah.
So it's the same.
Well,
make much difference to them.
It's only designed that way in Vancouver because they gutted the original design of TransLink. They're hard pressed to say we're going to give you the same in Victoria. I mean, the province will say, "Gee, that's nice, but we don't have the money to give to you." You know, they're trying to cut costs wherever they can. So the idea that they would give more to Victoria it's a stretch.
Mm-hmm. But isn't it a matter of priorities when the government says we don't have the money? Because if Olympics come,
absolutely,
the money shows up from.
The money showed up.
So it's more a matter of priority than genuinely thinking that they don't have the money.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's some of that as well. I mean, part of the reason they have less money is because in 2001 they cut taxes by 25%, and that's constrained their ability to do lots of things. And they keep on cutting other taxes that mean a cut in services. But you know, when they're pet projects, and the latest one is $500 million or $750 million for a roof for BC Place Stadium. That could fund free transit for a few years. But it is a matter of priorities, and unfortunately, we're stuck with the government we've got.
Existing free trade agreements. What do you think about free trade agreements? We're signing one with the European Union, I understand, lately.
Yes, I heard about that.
Well, this is specifically about FTA and NAFTA.
Yes.
And you would cancel it. So I've heard some people saying that would affect employment, and then people would be losing a lot of jobs. And
yes,
it's already set up that way. We're going to lose trade with other countries.
Yeah, no, that's a risk, I guess. A lot of people lost their jobs when it came in the first time.
That's right.
So I think in the short term, the government would need to have some kind of transition fund for workers who were affected. But over time, I think it could rebuild domestic industry and would end the export of natural resources and raw materials.
So what's wrong with NAFTA?
It favors businesses. Well, it allows the free movement of trade and goods, but it's a threat to social programs in Canada. Borders aren't open to workers within the NAFTA countries. I still need a passport to go to the United States or Mexico. Mexican workers can't just come here to follow jobs, and so capital can flow freely, but people are still restricted.
So it's not beneficial for most Canadians?
No. That's why a majority of Canadians opposed it when it came in.
But now our government continues. Why is our government continue doing what most people don't want them to do?
Because our democratic system doesn't really require them to be responsive.
Because when we vote, we give them all power to do whatever they want.
Yes, and you can form a government without a majority of support. Like Stephen Harper's been Prime Minister for 6 years with about 38% of voters. Not even 30% of the population. With less than 20% of the population, he's able to be Prime Minister.
But he has a minority government, so if the liberals would oppose his ideology,
certainly,
then he wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yes, no, that's true.
So it's the liberal support as well.
If it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if the politician would be on recall all the time?
That would be more accountable.
There is the housing department of the city hall. Do you have some social housing that is operated by a branch of the city hall here?
No, we work with the CRD because Vancouver's like a population of 600, 700,000, just the city. That's bigger than the entire regional district by, it's about twice. So the housing, CRD Housing Corporation is, a partnership of all the municipalities, and that's how that instrument is deployed.
So they manage how many units?
Oh, I couldn't tell you offhand. I'm not on that particular body, but they hundreds.
Hundreds of units, and
if not thousands.
And my question usually is, why can't the city put some social housing where you have the land?
If any place where we have suitable land, we would consider, if the right proposal came forward, contributing the land to a larger agreement with the province and the CRD. Say, here's the land, you build the housing from this pot of money, and you guys over there operate it. So, but
as far as you know right now, you don't.
We don't have any land to contribute.